What's up, everybody? Brett Mix here for Macho Wrestling 101, here for the reviews of the Monday Night Wars. We're doing the WWF side this week, week 101. Hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these reviews. I love pumping them out. This week was 101 of the War. The ratings for Raw were at 2.3, while Nitro scored a 3.8. WCW wins for the 63rd week in a row. Nitro won by a total of 1.5 viewers. So now, after this week's loss for Raw, the total scoreboard is Raw at 17 wins, 82 losses, and 2 draws through the 101 weeks. This show went live on Monday night on the USA Network, October the 13th, 1997. It took place from the Landon Arena in Topeka, Kansas. This is a key episode, one which features 8 matches, which is more than usual, and has another Cornette Work shoot promo, this time against Phil Muchnick. It also is the birth of D-Generation X, name-wise, and they made an impact on the episode. We'll get to that. We first see a video package on the history of the LOD. JR says tonight they say they're going to win the tag titles or they're going to retire. Raw then opened up with Pyro after Thorn in Your Eyes' awesome video opening to open the show. JR and King welcome us to the show on commentary. McMahon in the ring introduces the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be as the Hart Foundation come to the ring. It's just Brett, the Anvil, and Owen, as Pillman has regrettably passed on, and Bulldog wasn't there for whatever reason. I think they said he was sick. Before Brett can say anything, though, in the microphone in the middle of the ring with Vince, Shawn, Triple H, Rude, and Chyna all show up on the Titantron talking trash. Brett looks legit pissed here, like as if this was a straight shoot. HBK and Triple H do their best Beavis and Butthead impressions, and Michaels is called a degenerate again, and so is Triple H by heart. Triple H brags about beating him up last week, and HBK says, what would it be, Degeneration X? Because he talked about Generation X, and now he's sick of them. And since we're degenerates, what are we, Degeneration X? Finally, the group has a name. HBK says, you make the rules, and we will break them. Brett says, you guys won't make it to Survivor Series. Then the Nation music hits, and the Foundation go to the outside while Owen gets set to take on Kama Mustafa, the Supreme Fighting Machine, and the newest member of the Nation. Owen Hart with the Anvil and Brett take on Kama Mustafa with D'Lo, Rocky, and Farouk on the outside. DX's music hits. Well, technically it's HBK's Sexy Boy theme, but it's not the DX theme yet. During the match, HBK grabs JR's headset as he comes out to the ring. Kama Mustafa took over Owen Hart. It's sad that this would have been the match at Over the Edge 99 had it not been for Owen's fatal fall. Under 2 different character names, obviously, the Blue Blazer and the Godfather, but they're in different gimmicks here. Triple H and HBK are both at the announce table eating bananas. They aren't respecting the match at all. They have a split screen, but they aren't treating the match with any respect. They're not commentating it. They're just focused on the new DX members eating bananas and being anti-authority. Owen ends up retaining his title at 4:45 when the match went to a no contest after a bunch of gangs came in and beat up each other. This wasn't much of a match. It was disastrous. It was distractions throughout the entire thing, with DX eating bananas on commentary. The Nation and the Hart Foundation just brawled. DX just looked on and trash talked the whole thing. No rating because I can't rate the match that didn't really get respect or didn't get any conclusive decision. Next up, we had the midget tag Max Mini and Nova versus Mosaic and Tarantula. Nova went up high flying and then a Hurricane Rana by Max Mini with a sunset flip ending it. In the end, Mini and Nova win at 2:25 after Nova went flying to the floor and Mini defeated Tarantula on Mosaic. I give that match a star. They show a clip of Saturday Night Shotgun rather than Billy Gunn or Rockabilly turned his back on the Honky Tonk Man, joining the Roadie, who will soon be the Road Dogg. Shawn Michaels with Rick Rude, Triple H, and Chyna took on Flash Funk. Funk comes out for his match, then the lights go out, and Kane's Pyro comes on with his theme. It's Kane, the 7-foot brother of The Undertaker. Kane one-handed chokeslam and tombstone Flash Funk. Paul Bearer says, Undertaker, we're going to destroy everything in your path. HBK defeated Funk after he rolled him up in a joking way, with Triple H counting the 3 and Chyna ringing the bell. So this is the second match out of 3 with no ratings thanks to DX. More LOD historic footage is shown from SummerSlam 91 where they won tag gold. The DOA take on the Truth Commission as Recon and Sniper take on 8-Ball and Skull. Chains and Crusher with him, while the Jackal and the Interrogator Kurgan are with Recon and Sniper. The Jackal made his Raw debut, I believe, here as the talking piece of the Truth Commission. Skull tagged an 8-Ball and they double-teamed Recon. Sniper came in and hit a back body suplex to 8 Ball. 8 Ball came in and brought in the Truth Commission. Sniper and Recon get their offense going. The DOA got back in control and Skull with a sidebox slam. The Jackal pulled Skull from the top to the floor and gets a DQ. In the end, a DOA win by a DQ at 3:44 after the Jackal's DQ interference, taking the Recon to the outside. I give that match 3/4 of a star. Then they do the Pyros for hour 2 of Raw. Welcome to the War Zone, they say. They advertise Steve Austin up next. They show the Nation and the Hart Foundation going at it with DX beside them. Stone Cold comes out to a great ovation, and McMahon in the ring tells that Stone Cold will be reinstated at Survivor Series when he takes on Owen Hart for the Intercontinental title if he signs these pieces of waivers against the WWF, saying that they're not liable if he gets injured with his return. Austin says sign first. He then says we have a deal. Sign this. If you don't sign, you don't get it, McMahon says. Austin just says shake my hands and we got a deal. McMahon shakes his hand and Austin said that Farouk, when he lost, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Austin signs the paper on the top turnbuckle. And Austin says, I do what I want and when I want. It's Stone Cold's business. Then Farouk comes to the top of the ramp with the Nation and yells out gibberish. Austin says he can't hear one damn word he said. The Rock also stares at Austin. Rocky Maivia's first interaction with Austin ever on Raw. Rock runs to the ring and gets a stunner by Austin. So Stone Cold stunning young Rocky Maivia in the Nation for the first time ever on Raw. Brian Christopher takes on Tajiri, Yoshihiro Tajiri, a young one, looking extremely young in this match, not unlike when he debuted in the WWE later in his term. Tajiri with an armbar, torquing the arm hard, snapmare, and up on the top rope. Brian Christopher off the top missed him. Tajiri comes back with kicks and a snap suplex. Near falls Brian Christopher with the ropes, holding Christopher with leverage. Brian Christopher countered by holding the tights of Tajiri and won at 5:21 to the King's pleasure. They rated the match a star in 3/4. Jim Cornette does one of his backstage work shoots, and he talks about Phil Mushnick and gives a heartfelt rant when discussing Brian Pillman, as Mushnick used that as an excuse to bash pro wrestling. Goldust had Marlena on her side to take on Savio Vega with Jesus Castillo, Jose Estrada, and Miguel Perez. Goldust with a shoulder block, and an official demanded the Boricuas to leave the ringside area. Savio Vega kicks at Goldust with spinning thrust kicks. In the end, Goldust beat Vega at 4:17 after a purse shot to the head may have beat a brick in the purse. Lawler goes to see what's in the purse, and they say you can find out on the Superstar line. 1.5 stars. Triple H took on the Patriot. He had China with his side. Before the Patriot came out, Rick Rude tapped on his shoulder and gave him hot coffee to the face, then hit him in the head with a briefcase. This match ended in a no contest. DX got interrupted by Commissioner Slaughter and said, Triple H, you will wrestle tonight, and they ducked behind him as if Slaughter was spitting on them. No rating for that match. Triple H then will take on Ahmed Johnson as Ahmed came out to a decent pop. DX on the stage started eating popcorn after the Nation came in and attacked Ahmed Johnson. DX then went up the ramp, sat on the stage roof of the ramp, and started eating popcorn while the Nation was just destroying Ahmed Johnson, their former member. No rating for that match either. Third no rating of match of the night. Next up, we had the main event in the ring. The Godwins with Uncle Cletus defended their tag titles against the Legion of Doom for the tag titles, as said. LOD win the titles here or they retire. Phineas Godwin starts in them with Road Warrior Animal, who they worked down. Hawk needed a hot tag. When he got in, he went to work on both Phineas and Henry O, and they dropped to the canvas. Now it was Animal that needed the hot tag, as the Godwins, as champions, dominated with a jawbreaker. Fans chanted LOD. And eventually, Animal on the outside gets into the steps. In the end, though, at 11:10, Uncle Cletus' horseshoe accidentally hits the Godwins instead of the Road Warriors, helping the latter to the victory and become the new tag team champions. Good moment and a great pop. I give the match a star in 3/4. LOD win the tag titles. Cletus then gets beaten by the Godwins after the match in a slop drop. They end the show with a picture of his bloody nose, as Cletus is not with the Godwins anymore, and the Godwins rained terror on Cletus, Uncle Cletus, that is, giving him a nosebleed. So quality rating wise, I give the show a 6 out of 10. It had the birth of DX and all their shenanigans. They took away from most of the night's action. However, they were entertaining enough to be cool and funny. Some obnoxious stuff over the top for sure, but everything hit and they were still entertaining. Kane came in and got another soul, which was sort of like Goldberg at the time. Not a lot for match quality, but definitely more attitude, and that's the area that the WWF will continue to go in. I'm Brett Mix. Hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying the reviews. I enjoy pumping them out, and I'm out.